honestly quite early. For now, I think it's a Lingable game. But there's some EXPs, there's some roamers that will make Ling's life a little bit difficult. One of them is the Fovea, so they take that out.
Yeah, it's a very aggressive start for Galaxy Phoenix to go for the Ling and the Sora together. Well, they do get to take out some of the counters, however, but...
By the way, for SAETA specifically, this is the first time they've ran Boxia, Claude, and Eve. Those three have not been used in the previous two maps that we have seen just before on Flying Clouds. So they're going for something totally different and fresh.
Oh, they banned out the Bruno. Yeah.
Hey, even they're like, hey, I know how strong a Bruno is going up against a Claude. There's still counters, there's still the Leslie, there's still the Clint.
Wait, oh yeah, the carry's banned.
Yes. Thank you for interrupting. Anyways, I'm just kidding. It looks like SAETA, they're just going for the default, what's the best hero in the meta right now, right? So they've done the cheese, and they think that Galaxy Phoenix might be expecting that, so we go the other way around and go for the most obvious ones. Unless somehow the last two picks really turn the entire draft around.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, a Kufra maybe? I mean, you guys have seen it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And against the Ling, maybe, but I don't think it's going to complement the draft as much. Like, you don't really get to see really pick-off-centric heroes just yet for SAETA. There's a lot of damage you could expect from the Claude, but that's going to come in later on. Just stopping the Ling, if that's going to be the mindset for SAETA, maybe, but... Let's see for now. Galaxy Phoenix have to yet pick up their mid lane as well as their gold lane. This is the first time they're not going to be on a Claude.
Moskov is not bad, also an option. But if they just want a direct counter, having a burst heavy hero like Clint or Leslie would help. But if that's the option, maybe they'll pick it up later. For now, Brig, I gotta say, in MWI, there's not a lot of lockdown heroes to really deal with picks like the Ling. So maybe they just go for pure tankiness, right? Something like the Rizzler might be okay. And then in terms of the roam, the Atlas is still open.
Oh yeah, honestly. I really wanted to see a pushing gold lane for Galaxy Phoenix. However, they stick with the Harith, so they might just want to take on team fight before those, or rather than the likes of the Moskov. SAETA now, again, you mentioned the Atlas. Yes, it is going to be available. Anything that can just really interrupt the Harith from freely using the Zaman Force, and maybe the dashes from the Ling, since the Phoveus is also out. The Gatot is actually still there too, but they go for the high loss, a quick stun.
Not the kind of idea I would think about lockdown. However, I do have to say the Law and Order is a very easy click stun, so able to stop the Ling long enough if they have the damage, which if 2 items honestly should be enough damage to, if not kill the Ling, make sure the Ling is no longer there. And the Benedetta does get picked up to deal with the Sora, so that's more of a skill matchup if anything.
Yeah, so maybe more on the Benedetta actually being the help eventually later on. But mid lane for Galaxy Phoenix, so far it's been a very flexible hero pool for Sophia. But considering this lineup right here...
Don't you wish you had a Valier?
No, they took it out.
Yeah, but, you know, that's what I mean.
I agree.
Valier would have been perfect here.
What is it there? There's a Lilia?
Honestly, Lilia is probably the best pick. It's just that Eve counters Lilia quite hard because the burst is quite a lot. So they go for the Farsa here. I gotta say, maybe not the very best because Benedetta, high loss, as well as Claude deals with you. But hey, if you kill people early, then it doesn't matter.
Yep, it's a Farsa Ling. It's been a while since we saw this lineup. Really heavy burst damage too. Hopefully they get the early game that they want.
And SAETA Esports for the first time goes with an entirely different hero pool for the third and final matchup to determine who moves forward and who goes home. SAETA Esports, Galaxy Phoenix, an elimination matchup here in the knockout bracket. Athena, Gideon, let's get it started.
Thank you so much, Reflections. Here at MWI, at EWC, things are spicing up as both of these teams are fighting for tournament lives. One singular game could push them even further for not only their own region, but for their organization. Let's jump right into the land of Doeurn here, because this is going to be another Ling game coming up from Galaxy Phoenix. And the last time we saw Ling on Galaxy Phoenix, we were looking at 30 points worth of kills coming up from Fa.
And that's exactly what they want to somehow manifest yet again. To get the kills rolling, be dominant as ever if you're Galaxy Phoenix. And you're right about the Reflections that map 2 or game 2 might just be the nightmare if they don't get this last point against SAETA.
And now they're taking advantage. Oh, Sophia stole away that one camp. Now Jessica has to give this camp over if they steal it away as well. And deny level 2, that's perfect. Can you get the small camp as well? They'll manage to share it just enough. And now Zoe is still level 1.
Oh no, there's going to be a taunt here by GXP. They're trying to chase down Joe! A midget first blood! They saw the chance, they took it, and they might go for a double, but nope. It's going to be Fa yet again, changing her mind. Fangua, just a little bit of a defend there and preventing from things from de-escalating here for SAETA.
Beautifully played, beautifully played. A great response from both sides. The instant invade, the SAETA set play to try and take both of the camps. It was so close for being good, but unfortunately, GXP responded very, very well, noticing, hey, wait a minute, these motions are a little weird from the side of their mid laners, and especially their supports. Now, as this game continues to progress, and more importantly, looking at the emblems, nothing too out of the ordinary. This time, we have to keep in mind that Sophia is going to scale really, really well with that Weapons Master for the later stages of the game.
You could definitely expect a change of facing here for Sophia, and they have this plenty of burst. So for GXP, it's all about the kills later on, and SAETA has to really watch out for those kinds of setup here. Lemma with the Balearic as well did a fantastic job in the previous games as well. So for SAETA, it's all about setting the faster flashes here for Fanwa, and Sophia goes in with a feathered airstrike taunt as well. Definitely an easy kill yet again for Fa, and Joe taking out in the process. Now they smoothly transition onto taking down a neutral objective.
Beautiful layered play coming in from GXP, but Jessica, Electro final blow and even petrified to try to get a trade.
Okay, that's too flashy of a move, but still, that is an easy turtle, a secure turtle here for GXP. Now, we might take a closer look later on onto the Benedetta of Jessica Sixes on what she can do. Can she do miracles with it, right?
Yep, GXP, they're going to have to try their best here. Zoe now trying to set up another gank on that top side.
Hey.
Without Petrify, it's going to be a little bit harder, but unfortunately for Ling, overstayed in the lane, didn't have the ult to punish.
Okay, that is something that SAETA could capitalize on. GXP, on the other hand, is taking few steps at a time here, taking their time before they go all in against SAETA. It's all about maintaining composure here for game number 3, because a lot of emotions were included for game on number 2. Sophia carrying up the last bits of minions, just zoning up members here for SAETA. And Fa yet again targeting Name. Tempest of Blades, going in for the first blade, second blade, third blade, and Lemma together with the rest of the gang will not be able to finish off and defend here for Fa. Bit of an overstay in my opinion here for GXP.
Yeah, I can't understand. Why force it out? You already pushed them out of position, and at that point, you just need to get on out of there. And now looking at how this game is starting to progress, this is not going to be too great. SAETA can actually bounce back because of that one mistake, and now the dive here on the bottom side.
Okay, Winnie, just enjoying her Zaman Force. Just enough of a tower hug to prevent things from escalating against SAETA.
I do want to come back to the point that this is such a high-stakes game, and the emotions were so incredibly high as well. Like Jessica, after game number 2, was already shaking off of that, and now needs to play a high-mechanic hero. It's not like Sora, where you press a couple of buttons and you feel good about yourself. Benedetta's timing needs to be precise and sharp. You can have the biggest impact or little to nothing if you whiff all of your abilities.
Did she have enough of a break to actually calm down her nerves and go through with Miracle Team's team fight setup play here for SAETA? But for GXP, on the other hand, I do understand there might be some kind of a frustration. There were so many missed moments. And for game number 2, it's now or never. There's no more turning back, no more lower bracket to line up. But now for SAETA, they focus far onto the objective, laying onto the front line, targeting Zoe, forcing out the transformation here, while Name plans in the RWM. Most of the GXP members here just try and take their time before they go all in with a feathered Ursak. Ling would follow up with Lema as well. Depths of Blades committed just right on track here. And Joe can do nothing but try to run away as the very passive here for Sophia will ensure that kill.
All right. Pretty interesting. There was a couple of moments there that I was thinking whether Ling wants to weave in some auto attacks onto the Hylos to build up some charge. Maybe could have turned that around a little bit sooner, but even so, they can't win this per se. They don't have Retribution. Jessica on the chase against Fa might actually get him, but there's no Petrify.
Okay, she's risking to get it off, but Electofindable, she has to run away, but Sati though, she runs into Winnie with the rest of the gang giving off their all. It's an immediate alternative and an intervention here for GXP.
I think GXP is starting to lose composure here, right? The strength of their bond is that they've got the mechanics, but they don't seem to be talking to each other as much as they need to be. We need to see that teamwork actually come through to get these clean styles of play that we expect from them. SAETA, on the other hand, now, despite it being a 2.5K, SAETA still has a great opportunity of actually turning this around. Jessica has done good work, and even though Zoe has died 3 times, it was at somebody else's expense. Sometimes even Fa made a mistake and even dying. On that top side, at least the waves are being cleared up, but GXP now want to take the initiative. They don't want to be passive.
It's all about the skills right now for SAETA. And definitely, it's evident that Jessica has that. But now, it's all about maintaining and trying to take control of the situation. Plus, also not letting GXP corner them out with the macro yet again. And now, it's all about balancing out the waves. And Winnie is winning on the Gold Day matchup. That's 4 members of GXP targeting Fanwa alone. Girls Pathway just to try and disengage. Now she comes back. There will be quite a stun here, but Ling and the others will just slowly retreat back.
Unfortunately, Ling doesn't have her flicker up just yet. I think there was a moment where they were thinking, if maybe I get the dash down, I could maybe flick onto like Name or maybe even Gai and try to trigger something, but didn't have the battle spell, don't have access to it. Fanwa does lose not only her ult, but also the Revitalize, which is pretty important because in the next 20 seconds, the next turtle is going to spawn, and she's going to have to wait another 23 seconds or so to get it back up in the middle of that fight. So unless GXP recognize that timing, they could maybe try and force this, but SAETA want to take first position.
Okay, it's all about them trying to capitalize on what Joe can do here with the backshot, right? They have this beautiful setup. They just can't seem to do it right for now. But for GXP, that is somehow, let's see, if they were able to somehow compose themselves, there were a kind of a bit of which she's going to spot on Fanwa here. It's going in. Okay, there's going to be law and order. Sophia with the feathered earth strike forces out Name out of position. Lema with a fragile giant. Ling targeting 2 members of the row, and Fa just targeted Name onto the back lines with the Tempest of Blaze. Beautiful play here, chased down by GXP. Now we're talking. Now they are very disciplined and have this plan in mind, and the plan is to kill before taking down an objective.
What an outplay coming in from Ling. The Wrath of the Dryads as a follow-up was already great, but that Wombo combo is what GXP needs to secure this Lord right here, right now, to start a bigger advantage. And they were 5K ahead. Now they're going to turn it closer to 7 to 8K, depending on whether or not SAETA can stop this pressure, stop this momentum. They will lose some outer turrets for this, but how much gold will they bleed?
For now, it's looking like too much, right? But for SAETA, they have this Benedetta that could be one of the somehow a tricky part here for SAETA that could actually reach the backlines. But the problem is that they also have to ensure that someone is ready and willing enough to somehow clear off the last bits of the lane.
Yeah, what a build. Hyper burst build. I haven't seen this in a long while, as a matter of fact. Heptacy's on top of the endless battle, making sure that if Jessica does find that backline access and able to close the distance, they might be able to one-shot target.
But the ones closing the distance are GXP! With Ling yet again with a miracle setup, Winnie enabled to get those chrono dashes, the synchrovisions in. Now they punch in from the air. Fa goes in with a perfect timing. Tempest of Blades, getting gold of those blades, eliminating 4 members. It's just Jessica 6 is remaining to defend for their base. So Holy Shields will be popping off bottom and even onto the mid lane. GXP has their eyes on their prize.
Clear the wave.
They want to clear off the wave. They want to ensure a victory, and Jessica66 has the proper kits to actually prevent GXP from actually ending up this game number 3.
And that's a good thing about Benedetta actually building a lot of damage. It's moments like this, yes, I can actually deal with the waves more effectively rather than having to wait for my War Axe to give me the stats over time. I can clear it right now. And that's what SAETA needs. Instant impact. GXP on the opposite side, they can take their time a little bit because they're still waiting for the big ultimates from the side of SAETA. The RWM, maybe even the Glorious Pathway. But notice that they're putting a lot of their attention onto Zoe and Fanhua. Without that front line, you can tell that SAETA kind of lose direction of who really is the anchor of the team. And keep in mind, it should be Name.
And so far, Name is having a really hard time landing those beautiful blocks where she could catch most of the members for GXP. Sophia is actually doing a stellar job. In contrast with her feathered airstrikes, really right on cue, hitting the right marks, plus an additional finishing move from Fa, right? All she needs to do is come at the later time, finish off, get those kills running, and for GXP, it's kind of going more smoothly compared to what happened onto game number 2. Looks like they've got it all together for now.
For now, the question is, when is it going to be enough to overtake it? It's 4-14 still with an 8K lead. The economy is in GXP's side. Third item already complete from Winnie, so that's her power spike right here. Unless Guy has 3 items, I don't know how they're going to compete.
Let's see. Because for now, the action is, or maybe the plan is just to survive for now and just let Guy get last bits of the minion and try to buy enough time for their items to slowly catch up from GXP. They've managed to do that from game number 2, but for now, it's all up to Jessica66 also to pull off some insane backline maneuvers against GXP to try and shut down most of the damages coming here from Winnie or either Sophia.
Oh, this is interesting. SAETA wanted to deny information. They end up showing down on bot side, and instantly GXP decide to rush it. Good informational play here from the side of GXP. And I think that SAETA, they also recognize that this is not exactly the most contestable position. They don't want to group up against GXP. There's just way too many things going on with their composition. Lots of AoE CC, lots of way to finish them off, lots of way to hurt them before they get into the fight. So it's better, in SAETA's mind, hey, GXP, you come to us rather than the other way around.
Yep, it will save them a lot of time and a lot of heavy mistakes, if ever. Because if they force out and they make a slight mistake, that might be the end of it, right? A 12-minute game time, almost 9K gold lead. Jessica66 being spotted here by Sophia. Now she's forced to back away. With the dashes, it will be enough. But for GXP, this game is just starting to get even better. Now Fanhua, half an HP left as well. There's going to be the stuns here from Sophia and Ling as well. The Lord will be melted down, but this ensures a quick entry point onto the mid lane by Galaxy Phoenix.
Good play coming in from Jessica, trying her best attempt onto Winnie, but Winnie one step ahead, already buffering in, taking advantage of the new patch and its control system as now the next fight occurs.
Okay, they managed to actually go out of the range right here for Guy, and now they go in. It's Ling yet again, finding the right angles. Name risking it all with the RWM, but Fa, with a Tempest of they will be able to finish off 2 members, making it 3, a triple kill for Fa.
4 of them already low, put down to 20 or 10%, and yet Fa somehow taking turret aggro manages to survive through all the pain. It's not over just yet. Another feathered airstrike. This is the endgame scenario.
It looks like Galaxy Phoenix is willing to risk it all, years in the making, and they want to take this game. But Jessica66 and together with Joe, they want to extend this one. But Fa and the others just want today this game to end it to their favor, and they will successfully do so. It's Galaxy Phoenix taking on the win.
Galaxy Phoenix 2-1, what a game! We finally get to see the full extent of this team when they're behind, when they're ahead. But with competitors, always comes the crushing defeat. And it hurts my heart seeing SAETA, who put so much on the line here today.